Hi, everybody. Welcome to orientation. There are a number of activities here that we'd like you to complete, but a major one is the practice assignment. And this is going to be a quick tutorial that you can work along with that will help you learn how assignments are submitted in this program. This is going to be done from a computer rather than from a tablet or a smartphone. If you don't have access to a computer right now, text me at 330-967-0628 so we can talk about strategies you can use in order to get yourself prepped and ready for week one. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is scroll down to the bottom of the orientation class page and click on the 5-step guide. And this is just sort of a handy reference to remind yourself of what steps are in what order. It's so that you don't have to memorize the steps. You know what I mean? And it'll be handy for the first couple of weeks while you're submitting your assignments. But if we're scrolling down, we see that our first step is going to be to create a practice folder. So in order to get there, I'm going to come here to google.com, and you can see that I'm registered up here in the account that I want. Right to the right of the little circle that has your account information on it, there's sort of like 9 little dots that form a square. If you click on that, you'll be able to click on the Drive icon, and then that will bring you to Google Drive. And you can see that mine is a little bit of a mess because I have so much stuff in there already. So I made a demo folder in order to sort of like make things less visually cluttered. You do not need a demo folder. You can organize things however you like. But you can see I've already been doing this a couple of times, but let's start from the very beginning. If we're clicking the new button here next to the multicolored plus sign, we'll be able to click on folder. A lot of people get mixed up here and they click on docs. That's not what we want. The docs will create a document, but we don't want a document, we want a folder. So we're going to click up here, and I'm going to wind up calling this one practice 2 in order to keep, you could just call it practice, you could call it whatever you want. I'm calling mine practice 2 so we don't get it confused with my other folders. So I'm going to go ahead and click create, and there we go. That's step 1 finished and done. And so step 2 is going to be taking photos. We're going to assume that I already have photos taken, but it is one of those things where I don't want you to have to sort of like sit and stare at my blank screen while I go and take photos, you know what I mean? So next step is going to be uploading photos from your phone into Google Drive so that we can see them on your computer, and we're going to be working on that here in the next step. Okay, for step 3, we're actually going to be using the Google Drive app from our smartphone. I have got the Google Drive app from the Google Play Store. If you have an iPhone, I believe it's the Apple Store that you'll be able to find it on, but it's a free app. Highly recommend that you use it and that you log in using the same account that you're using from your computer so that the activities of the two are synced up. And so I'm going to click here on my demo folder. And you see I have my practice 1 folder, which we just created. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And you see that it's empty for right now, so we got to load some stuff in there. And in order to make that happen, we're going to be clicking the multicolored plus sign down here in the corner. You can see it pops up this menu where it says upload right here in the middle. So I'm going to click on that. And you can see it brings up sort of like a list of the photos that you have in your in your phone at the moment. So let's go ahead. If you click and hold on individual photos, you'll be able to select more than one. So let me go ahead and pick 2 of them. And then once you have the photos that you want selected with the check mark next to them, you click on select, and it starts uploading. And you'll actually be able to see, if I share my screen here, you'll actually be able to see them pop up in real time. And so that's the great thing about using the Google Drive app from your phone. You don't need a cord. You don't need anything in order to make it work, and it pops up automatically. So that's step 3, finished and done. Step 4, we're going to be talking about filling out and uploading your narrative. So stand by for that. Okay, for the next step, we're going to be uploading the narrative. In order to get that step started, we're actually going to be coming over here to the orientation class page and clicking on practice assignment. Click here to submit your work. And that's going to bring you over here to the assignment submission page where you can see that we have an active link, Pastry Program Production Notes. So if you're clicking on that, it's going to bring you to this page where it's saying make a copy. We're going to click make a copy. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time in order to get the document to open up. Sometimes you might encounter an error saying that Google Drive is struggling right now. Give it some time, it will open up. But for the purposes of orientation, all we need is for you to put your name and the date, and that's it. A lot of the narrative involves talking about the assignment that you've done in the kitchen for that week. And we haven't baked anything here in orientation, so a lot of this is going to be impossible to fill out. So all we want is your name and the date. But as you can see over here, we don't have, it hasn't been moved into the practice folder yet. So in order to do that, the first thing we're going to do is change the name of it, just so we'll know what we're looking at when we, when we're looking at the narrative, when we come back to reference it. And then we're going to click on File, Move, and then we're just going to have them put it in the folder that we're looking for. So click Move here and Move. We'll actually be able to see it pop up here in real time. I might have to refresh my screen, but you can see that it pops right in, and now everything is in your assignment folder. Your assignment is basically completed. Now it just needs to be submitted. And the way that that works, you're not actually submitting the folder itself. You're going to submit a link that will bring me to that folder so that I can see your work. And the way that that's going to work is you can see up here at the top where it says My Drive Practice 2. It has this arrow pointing down. If you click on that arrow, you'll be able to click Get Shareable Link. And so sometimes when you click on Get Shareable Link, this slider is going to be set to gray like this. Gray means private, which means that you're the only one that's able to view it, which means that I won't be able to view it. So if we click on that slider, it'll bring it over to green, and then we click on Share Settings. And you can see how right now it says anyone at August Escoffier with the link can view. Sometimes stuff like that can cause trouble, and it might mean that I'm unable to see your work. So if you click on the down arrow and click More, you'll be able to change it to anyone with the link can view. This is the safest way to submit your work because it almost guarantees that I'll be able to see it and there won't be any gremlins in the way. So if we click on Save, we're good to go. Now we're going to click Copy Link, and you can see down here we have this little sort of like dialog box that popped up that says Link Copied to Clipboard. That's where you want. The clipboard is sort of like the computer's temporary memory, because you don't want to have to type out this whole string of characters by hand. It'd be a real pain, you know what I mean? So now we're going to come back over here to the assignment submission page, and you can see sort of down here, mine says Edit Submission because I've already done this a couple of times. If you haven't done the assignment yet, it will say Add Submission, but either way, you want to click on that box. And it will bring you over here. If you've already done the assignment once, your link will already be in there. But if you haven't, it'll be blank like this, and that's fine. But if you right-click inside of that text box, you'll be able to click Paste, and it'll come up. If that's not working for whatever reason, you can also hold down the Control button and tap V. V is in Victor, V is in Violin, and it'll pop up too. I believe on a Mac, it's Command V instead of Control V. But once you have your link in there, and I only need it in there one time, so let me go ahead and delete the second one. You can scroll down and click Save or Save Changes, depending on where you are in the submission process. And that's it. You're good to go. So that's your assignment submitted. However, either in a couple of hours or maybe the next day, depending on when you submit, you're going to get an email saying your assignment has been graded, complete or incomplete, and there's feedback waiting for you. When you get that email, come back here to the assignment submission page, scroll down to the bottom, and the feedback that I left you will be down here underneath the assignment submission section of this page. So definitely check that out. Be in the habit of jumping back in to check back in on your assignment this way, because that feedback is a huge part of our education system here. So that's your assignment submission process in a nutshell. If you have any questions, or if there's anything that I can help out with, or if you're still a little bit confused, let me know. I'll be happy to help out in any way that I can. Okay? Take care and have a great rest of your day.